World9 Gaming aims to provide the highest quality video gaming experience to events in the Midwest and beyond. With their dedicated staff, tournament expertise, and expansive game and console collection, World9 is ready to take your event to the next level. For info and booking and upcoming events, check out world9gaming.com.
Ladies and gentlemen of Games Done Quick, how you doing out there? No, we can do better than that. How you doing out there? There we go. So, my name is Bob the Ninja Goldfish. I'm here to take over for the next little while, and it is good to be here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. You guys having fun? Yeah? Yeah? It's good to hear. Well, while we're getting ready for the scapegoat run by our own Vulajin, let's see if we can get a couple of donations out of the way. I have a $5 donator from TinaHack60 who says, Brasentia asked for it on Twitter, so here goes. Hey, Brasentia. What? What do you call doctors who lack a sense of humor? Why? Doctors without chortles. I am so sorry, Brasentia. This donation goes to ensuring that our great lord, the Demon Chocobo, will rise. And I think our next runner will appreciate that. I just have a $5 donation from TripBacker117 that says, I second the motion. Not quite sure what the motion was, but good for you. Derpy31 says, the voice said donate $5, so here you are. Could I tell you to send a pizza? Would you do that? Like, all right. Yeah? Who wanted the pizza? You need to go order one, man. Like, we don't do that. All right. So, while we are at it, let's just talk a little bit about one of our sponsors, the Yeti. They are, as they have been since 2012, they've been with us doing our official T-shirts. With each $11 shirt sold from the SGDQ collection, $3 of that will be put towards Doctors Without Borders. And the Yeti are very generous when they donate. They helped us get the blindfolded Sultan run. Did you guys see that earlier? Yeah, that was pretty awesome. They helped us get controller cam for an upcoming game. There's a bunch of cool stuff that the Yeti do for us. So head on over to theyeti.com/SGDQ and get your shirts today. But they will end at midnight CDT on July 10th. So after that, you won't be able to get them anymore. I have a $125 donation from the Gaming Medic, who says, this is my second year watching GDQ, and I have enjoyed every minute down to the frame. I am always happy to donate to a good cause, and as always, save those animals. Looks like we're about to get ready for Scapegoat 2, so...
Hey there. I'm here to play this game as Scapegoat, and before I do, I want to do two things. The first thing I want to do is, so I just was talking to, we can do a quick couch introduction. Would you like to go ahead?
Hi, I'm Iceplug.
I'm half coordinated.
I'm Vulajin. I was just talking to Half earlier, and I realized that this is my 10th run at a GDQ, and Yesterday I was watching Fast at CC do Mega Man 3, and he had this very heartfelt explanation about like what he went through to get into the speedrunning community and his experiences and what's been like to be here and participate in this event. And I've gone through that exact same path, and now I actually participate in running this event as a staff member, and getting to participate in this is like one of the best things that I've done in my life. Getting to see all these people back here, just coming to enjoy these things that we do together and help support an awesome charity and just be friends and have fun with each other is awesome, and that just makes me feel great. So I just wanted to say that this event is awesome, and your support of this event is awesome, and please keep supporting us. Thank you so much. So the second thing I want to do is actually talk about the game. So there's this game, Scapegoat 2. It's a puzzle platformer. I'm going to actually explain a mechanic before I even start because it's going to happen in the very first level, like 4 seconds in. It's called boost jumping, and basically this is a tile-based, like room-based puzzle game. And you have the ability to double jump, and if you double jump normally, you can go up to 4 tiles high. But if you do a either frame perfect jump, or if you like release and repress the button for a maximum of 2 frames, you can actually jump up to 5 tiles high. And so I'm going to be doing that in a lot of levels to skip certain elements of those levels. And like I said, right away in the very first level. So I'll call that out. All right, cool. I'm good to go. You guys all ready? Looks good. All right. I'm going to go in 3, 2, 1, goat. All right, so like I said, this is a puzzle platformer. However, this game has really precise movement mechanics, so it actually turns into a bit of a precision platformer. So right here, if I can do it, thumb's locking up a little bit, but there we go. So that's a boost jump. You might have noticed that that barrier was pretty high. That's 5 tiles instead of 4. So now we're going to enter the actual game. As you see here, the game is composed of a bunch of levels. In each level, there's a door. The door is usually locked by keys or else otherwise protected by puzzle elements. And you need to acquire the keys, get to the door, exit the level, and move on. Some of these levels have a whole bunch of stuff in them, like this one, that we're just going to skip entirely. Like, there's all those switches and stuff. Who cares about that? So in this level, we're going to do a really interesting trick that only shows up once in this run. But we're going to clip through these blocks because we can. Getting crushed is optional. And that actually only happens in this level in the any percent run. I think there might be more occasions of doing that in 100%, but 100% is extremely long and difficult. Also, in that level, I skipped the animation of acquiring the mouse companion, Henry, who I just used at the beginning of this level. You can drop him on switches like I just did. You can throw him forward to do stuff. And you can also throw him in front of you to absorb attacks from enemies. So we'll see that in a little bit. So this is the first sheep room. And in each of these rooms, there's a sheep whose soul has been captured. And they're trapped inside the stronghold of Turaga, which is this... that was weird. Which is this dungeon that I'm in. So I need to just get to the sheep orb as quickly as possible to activate it, and then I have to go to the pedestal where it will spawn. So we've got 1 out of 7 sheep souls required to complete the any percent run here. And so we're going to go into each of these side areas one at a time. There's these 8 themed areas, and we're going to only need to go to 7 of them to access the final area. So in the woods, you're going to see reapers for the first time. These enemies will shoot fireballs as soon as you or Henry are within their horizontal level. Oops. So you just got to make sure that you don't get killed by those. A little bit of slop here. I was trying to get Henry to go around this thing and hit the switch while I was hitting that other switch in the bottom left. Just kind of messed that up a little bit. That's fine. In this level, you may or may not see me use Henry as a shield. Okay, I didn't need to, so that's good. The intended strat here is you're supposed to let all those wooden blocks or crates or whatever burn, and then the stone blocks will drop and break the other crates so that you can get to the key at the bottom. But I just skipped all that by dashing past the Reaper that wanted to kill me. So this level, what I just did at the beginning is called a Ratapult. If I dash and then release Henry immediately thereafter, he will go flying in a high arc away from me, so we call it the Ratapult. I didn't come up with that name, by the way, but I would have. Like, it's great. It's a great name. So in this level, I'm just trying to get these crates blown up as quickly as possible and then actually pick up the key and then not die, please. Thank you. All right. And now we've got 2 sheep. So as you can see, it was a lot harder to see in the first sheep room, but in the middle of this room, there's this pedestal. So once I've touched the sheep orb, that's where this is going to come. So I can just kind of take a nap. Look, Ma, no hands. Okay, actually, I'm going to pick this up now. So I haven't talked about it yet, but in the top left corner of the screen, there's a timer going. So this game in the speedrun community is not actually timed by real time. We compare it to one another using the in-game timer, which is really, really accurate. It counts all the time that you are spending inside levels. So it doesn't actually count the time that you're on the map screen. So technically I could just like put the controller down here and sit here for 3 minutes and my in-game time would be the same, but in practice we kind of really, really frown on that, to say the least. So this level and this area, the excavation, introduced ice physics. You may have seen that I just kind of slide on those blocks. And there's 2 kinds of ice blocks. In this level, you see primarily the movable kind, where I can dash to push them out of the way. And there I use kind of an exploit to get that switch pressed. It's not intended to be pressed that way. And then here, that is a frame-perfect dash to knock that block over to the left so that I don't have to hit another ice block from the top of the screen. I say it's frame perfect, but it actually is like fairly easy to do it consistently, so it's not that big a deal. So this level, I'm going to skip the entire left half of the screen where you're supposed to get a bunch of blocks to drop over on the right side here by throwing Henry up like that. And that bounce, he bounces off an ice block, and somehow that causes him to get extra height. Nobody knows why. Oh, come on, Henry. Alright, so this is the magic hat. As you can see, it is going to allow me to switch places with Henry, which is a really nice function that's going to come in handy in a lot of rooms. In addition, when you switch places with him, the goat creates a trail from him to Henry that obliterates anything in the way, including enemies, saw blades, crates. I guess it doesn't eliminate like ice blocks and stuff, but it'll eliminate quite a lot of things. So this is 3 down. We're going to come upon the library now. The library is the next area and has quite a few very challenging platforming mechanics that will be involved. The first level is going to involve some rat shielding, so we'll get to see that finally. And the concept is basically those projectiles that the Reapers shoot at you, you can just block by throwing Henry in front of yourself, as long as he's... So the thing is, his hitbox is smaller than you, so it's very easy to kind of, if you throw him forward, you can run past his hitbox and still get killed. So you have to be a little careful with it. So what you're going to see me do is hop and then throw him forward, and that should allow me to be safe in this level. So ideally, I can complete this level in under 7 seconds. So there were the Henry blocks. All right, messed up a little bit, so we got 7.26. No big deal. This level has an extremely challenging jump at the beginning because you see that like circular thing there. It actually has a rectangular hitbox, so it's really, really hard to jump around it for no good reason. But fortunately, otherwise, that was pretty clean. So this level, I'm gonna boost jump up to the top platform where that Reaper is. I'm gonna use Henry to get him to shoot. Oops. Okay, that was not quite what I intended to do, but yeah, I used Henry to get him to shoot and then dash through him before he could shoot again. Don't blink on this level. So I used that stone block as it falls to block the electricity beams. So the cool thing about that level for me is that actually is like one of the few strategies in this run that I came up with myself. There's a lot of people who have done some really good work on coming up with strats for different rooms in this game, and the vast majority come from Yagamoth and Chunkatuff, who are two really, really creative people who have come up with some really interesting solutions. And then a fair number come from Stinger PA, who's the top runner of this game by a pretty significant margin. But that one's mine, so I like it. All right, so we're entering the Parish of the Necromancer, and here there's a really unique mechanic that unfortunately we're only going to see in 2 levels, and then never again in the entire rest of the game, including in 100%. But first, we're going to do some more magic hatting. This level is really challenging just because of all these saw blades, and you have to deal with them quickly while hitting this switch, and then doing that, and getting that key, and then jumping directly into that saw blade and killing yourself. So we'll just have a do-over there. I want you guys to see exactly what happened. This is like instant replay. So I can drop a little further there on the bottom in order to get more of their saws destroyed. So that makes it a lot easier to finish safely. So this level is really easy, so I'll talk about the new mechanic. It's called the Necromancer, and we're going to see it in the next level. The Necromancer is a totem that you drop the Henry into, and when you do, you're allowed to drop up to 4 copies of him throughout the level. And so we're going to combine these with these switches. You see there's 4 of them. I got to hold all 4 of them down in order to exit the level. And then in this next level, I'm going to have the Necromancer again, but instead I'm going to combine it with the magic hat. I'm going to teleport to reach 4 keys throughout the level. Don't ask me to explain who or how came up with the strategy to do this level. It just works. It's fine. Don't worry about it. All right. So those are actually a really good Parish. Parish is definitely one of the harder areas. The first level, it's really easy to die near the beginning, and that costs you like 13-ish seconds easily. This game is pretty well optimized for a rather, I have to admit, it's a rather like niche game, but the work people have put into it has been really impressive. And so a lot of the strategies are down to saving. Wow, I very nearly fell into a pit on this level. That's pretty impressive. Hey, get up there. A lot of these levels are down to like frames or tenths of a second, and so every single like tenth of a second that you lose counts toward the end, obviously, and the difference between like a good run is how many of those you're losing over the course of the run. So the halls are the first area where we're going to see one-directional doors, and that one we just managed to get through it by doing a boost jump. We're also going to see the Cape of Vengeance for the first time here in this level coming up. The Cape is an ability where we're going to get Henry to fly perpendicular to the surface that he's on, and much like the magic hat, anything between where he starts and where he ends is going to get obliterated. Hey, get the key, please. Thank you. All right. And then 6-3 is another level that's going to involve the Cape. We're going to blow up those so that they cut off that electricity beam so it doesn't just kill me. And we make our way to the exit. 6-4, I actually can't think of a good way to explain what this is supposed to look like, but what it does look like is this. There's actually a faster strategy for this level by about 3 seconds, but it's frame perfect without having any like good timing cue for it. So Stinger PA does that, but well, you can have it, Stinger. I'll do my task hop on 4-4. All right, so 6 down, and now we're about to head to, hey, get back in there. This game has really nice animations done by Randy O'Connor. So when you drop the mouse in front of you and then he lies down, eventually you'll also lie down with him, take a nice little nap. There's also neat little things, like when you stand at the edge of a ledge, the goat will assume like the kind of mountain goat pose that is kind of iconic. So it's pretty, in fact here, this. Well, it's hard to read behind the text, but anyway, I need to finish the level, so. All right, so Area 8 is the Grave of Anguish. And contrary to the intimidating sounding name. Oh, nice, up in 2. Contrary to the intimidating sounding name, there's not a whole lot of anguish to be had here. These levels are actually some of the easier ones in speedrun, just because there's not a lot of stuff that can just go horribly awry. And they're pretty easy to do fast, and it's not a very long area. So these bone blocks, again, there's 2 kinds. One kind of dissipates immediately, and the other one takes a few moments and then breaks apart. So most of these are just platforming levels. This one is actually my favorite level in the game. I just like the combination of like precise jumps. There's a boost jump at the end, if I can get it. There we go. Here's another level, don't blink. There's a frame perfect dash I can get to finish this in 1 second. Let's see. Ah, no, I can't. Oh well. So, there's a frame perfect dash to finish this in 1 second. If you miss it, you lose an entire half second. Ooh, it's rough, man. Okay, so I missed dropping Henry on that initial platform. So, I gotta do backup strat. Ah, didn't quite get it. Oh well, now we'll do the real strat. Whoa, okay. That is the most trouble I've had on 8-4 in like months. Alright, and 8-5 is the sheep room that's actually hardest to do fast. Right here, this jump, or that Henry drop, I mean, is actually fairly precise. And there's a decent chance of getting crushed by those blocks I just jumped through, so a little bit dangerous, but it's not really that huge of a deal. So, 7 areas down. This is our last sheep soul, and we're about to head to the final area, which is the lair of Turagos. Turagos is, of course, the the dude that the stronghold is named after, and he's basically the final boss of the game, such as it is in a puzzle game. He's a puzzle mechanic where a bone snake will spawn in the level from a given spot, and it will just go forward, and it'll be a certain length. If it runs into a key, it will eat the key, and then in order to get the key out, you need to kill him. Anytime he runs into an obstacle, he will turn whatever direction he can that will get him towards you. So you can cause him to go in certain directions. And I'm going to do that on this first level a fair bit. And then in order to kill him, you have to cause him to get into a position where he can't turn and he can't turn into himself. So you have to get him stuck. All right, so we get him to turn right here just to save a little bit of time. So now he's already over here to open this door, and we can get this key. All right, so coming up is the hardest trick in this run. This is called the ice block jump. I'm going to get Turagos to drop an ice block from the right side, and then I need to jump on it in midair, and then jump again. That's going to be impossible, yeah. Okay, so the backup strat is I push the block over to the right, and then just wait a little bit. Getting that ice block jump saves like 17 seconds. So if you're going for like a world record attempt, you have to get it. It's just ridiculous how important it is. But fortunately for this purpose, like it's not a huge deal to miss it. This strategy is very, very consistent, and it gets you 29.45 seconds every single time. Since the snake is an auto-scroller. So this level is just trying to get Turagos to do what we want as quickly as possible, and as efficiently as possible. So I just dance around inside him for a little bit to get him to move a little more quickly. Something that has failed me in the last couple levels is dash rhythm, which is... Okay, don't mind me. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Dash rhythm, which is that your dashes last exactly 18 frames, and you can only dash again after you've done after you've come out of those 18 frames. So you have to be pressing the button basically every 18 frames on the dot to be doing it optimally. And I've been just slightly off, and that ruins it. So this level is the only like real bona fide auto-scroller in the run. I can literally just sit here, relax. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Glad to hear it. All right, so now is the important part where I have to not screw this up, because Turagos is going to kill himself, and I must hit this switch. It's really easy, but if I miss it, it's just 32 seconds wasted for no good reason. So this level is probably the hardest like overall level in the run. It's really hard to explain, but basically I'm going to get the magic hat from down below. I'm going to cause Turagos to turn downwards. He's going to go into that little spot down at the bottom where there's doors there. I close the doors at the exact right time, and he dies. I throw up Henry, pick up the key, and go through the door, and we're done. Oh, all right. Time is momentarily. One last boost jump time. All right. So, as I mentioned, we time this using game time, so the real time doesn't really matter too much to me. The game time looked like it was about 14:31. I'll find out at the end of credits. But real quick before we kind of wrap up, I just want to shout out the developers of this game. They've been super, super friendly to us in the speedrun community since the very beginning. And two of them are personal friends, Ian Stalker and Caitlin Gadd, and Randy O'Connor I've had the pleasure of meeting and would love to see you come out to AOD again, man, so please do. But they've been super supportive, and I think we have just a couple moments since I finished a little bit early. So, Bob, do you have any donation comments you want to read?
I actually have a donation from Caitlin.
Awesome.
For $640.
Oh, snap. Thank you so much.
And she says, I just wanted to wish Vulajin good luck on his Scapegoat 2 run and thank the whole speedrunning community for making games like ours way more interesting. Keep up the hard work with the marathon, everybody. Thank you, Caitlin. That was awesome.
Yeah, so just to wrap up that thought, they've been so supportive, and the speedrun timer in the top left in particular was something that after we started running the game, they built in for us to allow us to do that. It has, it even times your fastest times for each individual level and so on. So it's really, really awesome. What else you got?
I have a $50 donation from the aforementioned Yagamoth.
Yo, nice.
Who says, Scapegoat 2 is one of the best games in recent releases. Fantastic platforming and great puzzles. And Vulajin being one of the best people ever is a very fitting runner for this game. Keep rocking, and this goes to Vulajin's choice, which would be...
Oh, man. You know, I'm going to have to come look after the run. I'm sorry, okay. I can't give you closure yet.
All right. We did have a couple of people who... Ellipsis donated $50.
Yo.
Much love to my friend and GOAT mentor, Vulajin. Thank you for helping me learn this game and improve over the last year and a half. Best of luck with your upcoming run. I will happily donate another $50 if you nail the ice block jump.
Ah, just missed.
We have a $55.40 donation from Philbit.
Oh, Flibbit.
Flibbit.
Yo.
It's a shout out to Vulajin, the unintentional Flibbit game runner. In the spirit of the marathon, I just updated the Scapegoat 2 for Linux to make it run much better. #GetWrecked
Yeah, so Flibbit, just quick shout out, is Ethan Lee, and he is responsible for FNA, which is a thing that a technology they've used to port a lot of XNA games to Mac and Linux. So he did the port for this. He was nice enough to join us for the AGDQ 2015 race of this game, so that was pretty nice.
I have an anonymous $50 donation that says this is support for the Scapegoat, its soundtrack, and Vulajin. I hung out while you tasked this game, and I hope to catch more of your streams in the future. My money goes towards the task of 6 Vs. Now this means VVV, because damn that game. And we have $128
Dang.
from Kerr Yggdrasil. I murdered that name. I'm super stoked to see my friend Magic Time Bean's game being speedrun for charity. I've been following GDQ for a couple of years now and absolutely love how you guys are demolishing games for a good cause. Keep up the great work and save the animals.
Cool. Thank you all so much. So final time 14:29. Just for context, my PB is like a 13:49, and that is a year and a half old because I got it in the practice room at AGDQ 2015, and it is impossible to beat. This is an impossible game. You should speedrun it. Speedrun.com/EG2. It is totally impossible. Have fun with it. Thanks for watching. Stick
Ladies and
around.
gentlemen, let's hear it for Vulajin. And we are going to take the time to throw to a quick Twitch commercial now. So we will see you on the other side.